So I'm going to go through the three examples that I showed in the lesson: the sign falling off the building, the Name That Acronym sequence, and the guitar tuning sequence. Let's start off with the sign falling off the building. This is quite a simple one. You have the picture in the background, you have the letter B, and you have the guy, and the sound, of course, the audio file. And you can see from the animation sequence that the letter B, which is called picture 9 here in the animation pane, has two animations applied to it. The first animation is that it spins. So if I click on that, you'll see that it has a spin animation applied to it. And the second animation is a motion path animation, which basically is the letter B, falling off of the building. In between that, we have the sound of the letter falling off of the building. And you'll see that I've set the first animation to occur on click, but the second one, the sound, occurs with previous at the same time, and the third one also occurs with previous. So basically you've got the letter B spinning round, falling off the building, and the sound happening at the same time. And finally the picture of the man at the bottom, he flies in from the bottom after the previous animation. Let's just play this in preview mode. And again in slideshow mode. Okay, so let's take a look at the Name That Acronym sequence. Again, this is just one slide. It's got several elements on it, several objects on the slide. If I just move them about, you can see that there's this Name That Acronym with the glow. There's another Name That Acronym underneath. And then these objects here are also separate. So there's a few objects on the slide, all of which are animated in this sequence. But again, we've got the audio file at the beginning of this sequence, and it plays automatically after previous. And then you can just see as we go through these various objects, which I've actually renamed NTA1, named the acronym 1 to 6. As you can see, there are various animations that come in on this one. And then finally the ovals at the end, which whiz around after the previous animations. So it's more complex in terms of objects than the sign falling off the building, for example, but it works in pretty much the same way. And again, if we play that in preview mode...
It's that time again! It's the quiz you've all been waiting for! The one that deals with acronyms, not initialisms, because that's something different. Don't make me spell it out! It's Name That Acronym! With your host, Jeremy Nicholas!
And you can see on the timeline here, on the animation pane, how the animations follow on from one another. The guitar tuning sequence is a lot more complex in as much as it's got several slides. But once you've done one slide in this kind of sequence, it's actually quite easy to do the rest. It starts off with a morph sequence, so the guitar and the piano morph into the second slide, as you can see if I play this in slideshow mode. Then if we look here at slide 3, we can see that we have a number of elements coming in. We have the text box with the note on it. We have the grey bar over the piano key, and we have the line going from the piano key down to the guitar string. We also have the sound built into this. So this is where the audio comes in, the sound of the piano key being hit. So again, if we play this from the beginning in the preview mode, this applies to all of the piano sequences. So if we look at slide 6 here and again play this, it works in the same way. If I zoom out on slide 3, you'll see that there is a guitar plectrum off of the slide, and this morphs in onto slide 4, where it plucks the string, as you can see here. And once again, there is an audio file for the string being plucked. If we go into slide sorter mode, you can see the number of slides in this sequence, and it continues in much the same vein. So once I'd done one note in the sequence, I was able to duplicate that and produce the rest of the notes quite easily.